Hello, good afternoon and good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio on this post-match show. Well, there's only one thing everybody will be talking about, that's the draw. Join myself, Foxchair, on the panel this evening is the one and only Blue Shadow. How are we doing, Blue?
Absolutely cracking, mate. As I said, got into the semi-finals. I couldn't care less who we do out of that lot in the semis. So if we've landed up against the Mankey mobs, so I think they're there for the taking. If we've got the players we need on the pitch, we'll have them.
I just get a text from Fox. Now you can take this any way you want. It's been a while since I've had a good semi. So I don't know what Fox is on about, but I hope he's talking about the semi-final against them and the result for a few seasons ago.
Well, there was rumours a few years ago they were having to put Viagra in the old Parkhead shop because they couldn't get past a semi.
All right, okay. So what did you make of the game, first and foremost, mate?
We won it in second gear, didn't we?
I think so. Jason Cummings, he scored instinct that maybe Morelos isn't go. He showed that we've had the debate long and hard on the show, whether people think Morelos is a better player because he's got more attributes, but I think Cummings shows that he's a better finisher.
Is that you saying that he's actually done something to deserve a start now, is it?
He'll be on the bench next Sunday, mate. He'll be on the bench next Sunday.
Another Kenny Miller moment for you, Hawks.
He works hard. He's a good finisher, the boy. The instinct.
It's pure instinct, mate.
The second goal I liked when he took it inside. That most people, their instinct would be go the other way to bring it back outside to hook your foot in it. He took it in and just passed it into the goal. A real Sniffers finish, Alan Clark finish, Chris Boyd, Alan McCoy story, these kind of guys. Just that knack that some people have got and some people haven't, mate.
I think as well the fact that the own goal that they scored, it was him, his presence behind the guy, that he panicked and he said, I've got to do something with this, and he made an arse of it and stuck it in his own net.
Correct. We'll also be joined by Blue Shadow, Ibrox Loyal and Rudy Bear. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, guys.
They sound happy, Rachel. Right, thanks for the call, you two.
Always happy, mate.
What do you make of that?
One mate, and that is happy.
What did you make of that? Evening, guys. Blue Shadow. What did you make of that?
Oh, mate, this is not me. I mean, this is, you accuse me, myself and Cairo have been the miserable sort. Oh, aye. I think they're after Mount Vernon's job,
I know what's up with Rudy. He's missed a meal out, but
I'm not my dinner yet.
I'm happy as I've always been, mate.
All right, we'll talk first and foremost about the game. We'll go to Ibrox Loyal first. And remember, we've got a show tomorrow night, so carry on.
No, just a great result, mate. Absolutely delighted to see Jason get his hat-trick. I think he deserved it. I think, as you say, just as I come on there about Jason Cummings being the more prolific striker, I tend to agree with that. Whereas Morelos, apart from the day, because let's be honest, he wasn't at his greatest today, but all the other attributes that he's got and his work rate and everything else, I just think he's about 5% better player than Cummings. If Morelos had the same sort of finishing attributes, then it's going to be a different case. But fantastic and delighted for him and delighted to be into the semi-finals.
Yes, good performance, good goals. I'm with Blue Shadow. I think we passed the ball at times and we were in second gear today. Rudy Bear.
I don't think we had to get out of second gear, really. I mean, the second half for me was a wee bit of a non-event for a wee bit, But fair play to Jason Cummings, 3 cracking goals, the boy's exceptional today, I thought today. I think we'll get barrel loads of goals out of that boy in the future. Morelos, Ibrox is right, he wasn't on his game today. I mean, right at the end there when he could have rounded the goalkeeper, he messed it up badly, goalie got to it.
Plus for the hat-trick goal he should have scored as well, shouldn't he?
So he should have done that. He should have absolutely buried that, so he should have, Don't know if his confidence is waning a wee bit because he didn't score. He scored in the last game, but the previous one to that he didn't. So I don't know what's up with the boy. Maybe he's a wee bit messed up now or whatever. But fair play to Jason Cummings. I think we were discussing Jason Cummings last night, weren't we? Friday night we were discussing Jason Cummings. Blue Shadow was right. Give the boy game time and he'll score goals, and there you go. He's it. You know, he got 3 cracking goals today. I thought it was a crack. Man of the match, definitely.
Credit where credit's due. Take a note of that date, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Blue Shadow was right. You might not hear that often enough of me, Blue Shadow, but you were certainly right on Friday, mate. You were right.
Oh, it happens once in a lifetime, you know.
Were they playing as a 2, or was Cummings playing in a slightly different role for anybody? I'll go to Ibrox first.
I think he was slightly, maybe what Kyra was saying, he was playing on the left side, but he was more playing as like a left inside forward.
Aye.
More in that sort of role, and it seemed to work well, but as I've said, mate, and I was talking to one of my mates just before I came on onto the radio there, and what we're saying is, how do you drop a player who just scored a hat-trick for next week? Discuss.
Easy, mate, easy. But he's got to pick the team. I mean, a week's a long time, and obviously the team will not be picked today. The team will be picked next Saturday. You know, so you've got a week to go. So you're going in training. Everybody's fit. Maybe carrying knocks. Who else is available? I.e. Murphy, etc. So let's just wait and see how it takes us. Rudy, we're unlucky to lose that goal today, and they just a bag of tail. And how did that end up in the net?
And yeah, I know, it was heading for my housemate, so it was, until it got to deflection, you know, and there was nothing Alan could do about it. You know, you can't blame anybody for that. The only thing you could possibly say is a Rangers player, one of the defenders, should have got their foot on it and just cleared it right out the park if need be, you know. But apart from that, no, it was gone well wide until it hit the boy Muirhead, you know, and ended up in the back of the net. It's one of these things that happens occasionally, you know, but once again, Rangers went straight up the park and scored.
28 seconds, mate.
There you go, 28 seconds. You know, and this is something else we spoke about on Friday night. When the other teams knew score against us, their heads are no dropping the way they were in the first part of the season, you know. You know, a team scored against us, you could literally see their heads dropping. It's not happening now because they know they've got the wherewithal to go up the park, play the football, pass the ball and score. And that's exactly what they've done. 28 seconds and the ball's in the back of the net at the other end of the park. Falkirk, for me, really were they in it the day, apart from that one goal, which was just, there's nothing you can do about that. They really weren't in it today. You know, Rangers were by far the better team. It's like you keep saying, Ox, we play the football, we win the game. And that's exactly what happened today. Quality showed through.
I think I take Cummings out. I thought in the second half, particularly, we ended up, we really missed Murphy because we came lopsided. Everything seemed to come down, or the vast majority came down Cundias and Tavernier.
Aye.
And that's where you miss Murphy, you know. But look, we won 4-1 and we're picking holes.
We won 4-1 and it could have been 6 or 7-1 again, you know, I would have took the chances that was presented to us. But it's like a 4-1, you know, it's a 4-1 Ox, and we've said that the other night as well. We'll take that every day of the week. If we get a 4-1 win next week, I'll be absolutely over the moon.
Listen, if we get a 1-0 win and it's like Falkirk's goal today, I'll be on the moon.
Aye. I get you.
Ibrox, if people want to join us, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at rangersradio.online, gives your thoughts and views on today's game. Obviously, we know what's going to hold the headlines for the next week or so, and plus we've got a semi-final coming up. But Mr. Murray, another polished performance. Blue Shadow deserves a bit of credit, mate.
I deserves a bit of credit, and he particularly deserves a bit of credit for spotting out where to play Jason Cummings, because he, as you said, he put him in that inside left channel. And for me, the left-hand side of Falkirk looked far more suspect than the right-hand side, because that left back of theirs looked quite solid, and you know, it caused you a few problems to get past him. But the left side of theirs, our left, their right, looked deceptively suspect, and he did well to pick that out. And most of our decent stuff in the first half came down that side. I think Mr. Murray deserves a lot of credit for that today. What do you think?
I think he's just playing himself into the job, mate. If that makes any sense, it's going to be hard if this momentum keeps coming. We were talking on, I think it was Friday evening. We were saying we'll get We've got 12 games and we've won 5 in a row. See where it takes us. Well, we've won 6 in a row and we've got 11 now.
But it was also as well, which impressed me, and it's quite funny because it was just after a parrot in the lobby, was, when we were, I think it was when we were 3-1 up, just before we got the 4th goal, should we maybe be considering swapping out some of our key players for next weekend? And then we got the 4th one, and then bang, he swapped to Candias and, who was it, somebody else on the left-hand side?
He brought Miller and Dodu come on, yeah.
That's right, yeah. So he protected Candias and Windass, which have been recently two of his key players. So I think that's intelligent management. Just A, you're giving them that few minutes less, and B, you're making sure they don't get cropped and they're going to be fit to play for next weekend.
That's the thing about being a manager, mate. You've got to see the big picture. Players will want to stay on when it's 4-1, want to go, want to look good. But the manager's got to see the big picture.
Everybody will want Morelos and Cummings to start next weekend, but no, you can't start both of them. We need to be solid at the start of the game because they're going to come out of the gates like a bat out of hell. We've got to be ready for it.
Aye. But I think we'll go with I think somebody will play in where Crankshaw played in the last game, and their team will be pretty much the same. Who that'll be? It might be Josh Windass who'll play in there, who will be a lot more mobile than Crankshaw was. Blue Shadow, Rudy Bear.
Aye, I thought Josh Windass was off it again in the day. He wasn't. He was a few misplaced passes, and but like the boy's he's got talent. He knows where to go. Well, he's got a bit of pace. I think his pace works for him a lot of the time. He gets into position quickly. And certainly I'd want to see him play next week. And I agree with you. I think I don't think we'll go with the two up front next week. We need to keep that midfield pretty solid. I think Graham Murphy will go with his 4-2-3-1 next week. Certainly for the first half of the game anyway. We'll see how that goes. Jamie Murphy hopefully will be back. Hopefully DJ will be back, And that, for me, more or less is the strongest team that we've got. The team that we've seen in the last few games, I think that's what we'll see next week. I mean, obviously we'll touch on that during the week. But I thought Josh Windass was a wee bit off today. But listen, fair play to Graham Murphy. 6 games in a trot, semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Listen, let's hope we can make it 7 games in a trot come the next weekend.
You're here. Ibrox Loyal.
Aye, but as Rudy says there, mate, we're on, we've got the momentum. I said that before the game. Mr. Murphy says it in his pre-match interview as well. He says momentum's a big thing. We've got it on your side. All we've got today is start the match as quickly as possible, and we can then take advantage of the match. It doesn't matter who we're playing. And I'll say the exact same thing when it comes up to next week as well. But it's all about fast pace. We get a couple of goals within the first half hour, mate. Nobody can live with us because we've got too many people in our team who can create chances now. And we're now seeing in recent weeks we'll get people who can finish as well. And do you notice something? Like, every time it's been snowing, whether it was the Ayr game, whether it was the St Johnstone game, whether it was the game today, we seem to like playing in the snow because we tend to score 4, 5 and 6 goals at a time. So, know that I'm saying pretty snow next week, but...
Do you not think Ibrox...
Let it snow.
Aye, let it snow then, aye, that's fair to do.
I think Greg Docherty had a really good game of the day as well. I think that boy's going to be a big, big player for us in the coming seasons, next 2 or 3 seasons. I thought he played really well today. Sometimes Goss wasn't. I don't think it was Sean Goss's best game so far, but he was all right. He played well enough. I thought Greg Docherty was excellent today as well. Same as James Tavernier. I thought Tavernier was excellent. Candace, his usual cracking work rate on the right side of the park. It was a good professional performance today. Really good professional performance, I think.
I think that's what we can rely on from young Docherty. Is that, as I think Fox said a few weeks ago, we're looking for players that are going to give you at least 7 out of 10 every week, and sometimes 8, 9.
Aye, yeah, and I think that's what we're going to get with Greg Docherty.
Absolutely, mate.
He's a good passer of the ball. The boy, he's great at holding the ball up as well. He breaks the play up well. He's always looking to make a pass when he collects the ball off of somebody. Aye, for me, I think he's a cracking young player. I'm so glad. I think the $600,000 that we paid for him, Blue Shadow, I think that's going to turn out to be a real bargain in the next couple of seasons,
I'm hoping that, as I say, I hope that it's given young Cummins a bit of a lift today as well, getting the hat trick, and the 600 grand we paid for him could be, as big a bargain for the pair of them,
Aye,
So
definitely, aye, yeah. I think Greg Docherty will be starting next week without a shadow of a doubt. He's got that bit of physicality, hasn't he? That we Jason Holt doesn't have. And I like Jason Holt. I like his industry. I just think Greg Docherty in the midfield, he's a stronger player. He's got something that Jason doesn't have, unfortunately. I think you said Blue Shadow last week. Jason Holt's about 8.5 stone wet through.
I did, aye.
He did, aye. So Greg Docherty is a much more powerful player for me, and he's got to play next week. Greg Docherty, he's certainly in the last sort of 3-4 games really come into that position for me, and it's his now. It really is his now, as far as I'm concerned.
Indeed. What do you think, Guybrook? Think that Docherty will start next week?
Certainty.
Carry
on, Ibrox.
No, I'm just going to say, I think it's a certainty that he's got to start because, unfortunately, Jason Holt's just going to have to wait his time now because Greg Docherty's come in and proven that the jersey's his. He has to do something seriously wrong for him to be dropped out of that team. And once you earn the jersey, then it's yours until you do something silly or you miss out via injury or suspension. So no, I think he starts next week.
A big yes for me as well, mate. I think Goss and Docherty have got that self in that position. It'll only be whether there's going to be somebody else in with them next week. That'll be the decision that the manager's going to make. Blue Shadow.
Aye, I mean, they've got to secure it up, but as you say, for me as well, one of the key things we were just talking about a minute ago is making sure we've got somebody on top of that Lego munching. Well,
careful.
Yeah, I'm trying, but yeah. So we got on top of the top, so he's no strolling about thinking he owns the place. And it doesn't need to be somebody hard. It's just somebody to take, to put a fit in, basically just annoy the living daylights out of you. For me, the ideal person would have been next week's game would have been Duran's, but unfortunately he's no fit. So I'm afraid, Mr. Windass, you're going to have to find a bit of bravery and get in about him. Or young Docherty, but then again, we can't play Docherty because, what do you call the lad? McCrory's no fit. So, as I said,
No.
What?
No, I mean, the problem McCrory's got is getting back in there in the form of the other two in there. I mean, before Christmas, we'd have been saying McCrory's in and who else, and it's a great position to be in, Blue.
Oh, I'd have loved to play McCrory. I'd have gone sort of, McCrory is sitting in front of the back four, and I'd have put Goss and Docherty in behind, and you're just in front of him. So you've got that wee triangle that just stopped the thing. And they ain't coming through the middle, that's for sure. And so now we've got the likes of Murphy on one side and Candace the other, who are hard-working guys. They work back and give the fullbacks a lot of help, which is not noticed by a lot of people. But I think we'd have them for breakfast, mate. We really would.
And then you're talking up front, Blue Shadow. You've got Morelos, who's top goal scorer. You've got Josh Windass, who's on about 15, I think for the season. And then you've got Cummins today, hat trick for Cummins today, and you've still got guys like Ryan Jack, and Dorrans to come back as well. I tell you what, it's looking good. So it is. We're going to have a cracking bench next season. We certainly really are. I'm really looking forward to next season. Looking forward to the next 11 games, though, because I have the belief that we'll push them right to the end of the season. I think we'll make them worry. So I truly believe that.
We just need to keep winning the next game, and that's next Sunday. It's massive, mate. And then all of a sudden, hopefully, when we talked about 5 and 12, or 6 and 11, that'll be 7 and 10, mate.
Yeah, that's.
Listen, to just give you a start.
Aye, on you go, mate.
The three teams that played today, obviously Hearts, big support. Aberdeen meant to be a massive club or turn out when the Rangers are up there. Obviously, that other team, obviously the Beasts for the East, affected their attendance. Between them, they'd only 590 people more than it was at Ibrox today.
Well, that's what we do, isn't it? So, so I've been doing all season, all last season, and all the season before. You know, it's fully the team, support the team. I mean, I thought that was a smashing turnout. You're just under 34,000 a day. And you saw the weather, it was terrible. You know, freezing cold. The rain
And the
came
time,
on and all the rest
and I'll
of it.
tell you now, the time of the game, mate,
Aye,
an absolute
absolutely.
nightmare.
Aye, they've had to put the subway on for a wee bit longer today, haven't they, as well, to get all the Bears home, you know. It's just what the Bears do. They follow their team, you know, loyal as anything, loyal as usual. I'm not surprised by that, Ox, to be honest.
So if people want to join us, what's the number, Ibrox Loyal?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Or you can join us at Skype at Rangers Radio Online, where you'll be brought into the call to talk about anything Rangers related, particular today's game. The boy Amwick came in, didn't do a lot wrong, wasn't at fault for the goal, mate, wasn't really that involved. Ibrox were goalkeeping expert.
Aye, it basically had to do what they had to do for the rest of the match. As Rudy says, it took a massive deflection because it was going well wide until they took the deflection after that boy, who, let us be honest, should not have been on the park. I'm sorry, right, you look at this, I know we won 4-1, but I've got to bring this in because the exact same thing happened in midweek up at St Johnstone. The guy kicked Bates right between the family jewels on Tuesday night. Nothing happens to him. That guy, Yuri, ever punches Bates again. Poor Bates is getting again. Right in the family jewels, right in front of the referee. A totally deliberate act. And he gets a yellow card. For me, that's a red card.
If he sees it and books him, he's going to send him off, mate. For me, that's
100%, mate, 100%.
Same as the decision. Even though I thought it was petulance by the St Johnstone player on Tuesday evening, it's still a red card because it's deliberate violent conduct.
It's violent conduct, exactly.
Aye, deliberate violent conduct. It's a red card. I wonder sometimes, but I think you're spot on, Ibrox. So Alwick, all right. Bruno Alves. It'll be good to hear the two all centre-halves tomorrow night, Bridge and Fox.
I wasn't very impressed. I don't know about anybody else, but he gave away a lot of fouls today in places where it's easy to load up the box, you know, which is the place that Falkirk could actually score from, so they can load up the box and put us at risk. And it's the only way they were getting through. And the amount he must have done it about 4 or 5 times, giving away free kicks in silly places. And there was a point, I can't remember, there was about 4 of them put in a tackle at the edge of I think it was just inside the edge of our 18-yard box. And one Falkirk boy was heading on to the ball until I think it was Halliday stood in and stepped in and took it off him. So that's something that's it's got to be looked at, because you can't have that against that lot, because they're smart enough to work out something that they'll score from that. So that's something for me which needs to be looked at.
So that'll be another talking point. Who's going to partner? And I would say this: who's going to partner Bates? That'll be the decision. Rudy Bear.
Well, if it was me, I would be Russell Martin and Bates for me. I'm like Blue's shadow. I to be honest though, I haven't been impressed with Alves.
Blue, can you move your mic just slightly, mate? I can see you. Just move it slightly. Cheers, mate.
I haven't been impressed with Alves, to be honest, all season. I think he's had 1 or 2 good games, and that, for me, I mean, I was absolutely delighted when Alves came in. I couldn't believe we'd got a player of his quality. I think we've got him 2 or 3 years too late, to be honest, with a couple of years too late. For me, I gave away a lot of fouls, you know, but I think he does that most games when he was playing kind of regularly. No, I'd go with Bates. I don't know if Mr. Murty played him the day just to give him a bit of game time with thinking that, right, next week I might play him next week. I would hope he doesn't play him next week. I'd certainly go with Martin and Bates. Aye, that'd be my choice.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. I'm going to wait till I hear from my 2 senior centre-halves tomorrow night and get their thoughts on it.
Yeah.
You know, one was a cultured ball-playing centre-half, another one kicked balls.
Well, it'd be interesting for Bruno commenting on Bruno.
Bruno commenting Bruno.
You can work out which one was which, Ibrox,
yes, perhaps just a bit.
I mean, I thought the defence did look a wee bit shaky at times. So I did today, and I don't know whether it was just the sort of Ibrox effect, playing in front of the Bears at Ibrox. I don't know. I'm not sure. Whether it's just a case of Alves is just a bit sort of rusty.
It's my honest opinion, Rudy.
Aye, on you go, mate.
We're that offensive, mate, that we can look vulnerable when teams spring onto us because we're constantly going forward, mate, which is fantastic to watch.
Aye.
Yeah. So we're trying to score more goals than the other team, and that's how sometimes when they break away, they can look as if they're pulty. But if your two fullbacks are springing forward and your midfield's are first reactions to get involved, Costa's making forward passes, then if something goes astray and then they've got a bit of space, you can look vulnerable, and I think it's us being so attacking that makes it look like that.
Aye, it leaves space at the back a wee bit, doesn't it? That's got to be looked at, though, for next week, because I think against a team that's got better quality players, like Celtic have, I hate to say, but like a team like Celtic, that's got to be looked at. They've got to work on that this week. They've got to be mindful of their defensive responsibilities. And I'm not just talking about the back four here, or the two fullbacks. I'm also talking about the two, whoever they're going to be, Vigos and Docherty. They've got to be mindful of that, as well. I know they boys will want to get forward, because I don't see Graham Murray changing the way we play for that game next week. But they've got to be mindful of their responsibilities. They've got to be box to box. They've got to be back there. The whole team's got to be back helping out when needs be. Don't just leave it to the centre backs, and the two full backs for me, But I would, as I said, Bates and Martin for me all day long.
I'd agree with you there, Dougie. Sorry, Rudy, but the one thing, I've got a slightly different opinion from Ox, and I think it was because how many games have Alves and Bates played together, and how long ago was it? I think because Martin and Bates have played together for the last half a dozen games.
I don't know, but I don't think the centre halves were the problem, mate. They were getting pulled because the rest of the spaces come because everybody else's first action is to go forward so they can get exposed. I mean, it wasn't for me when the ball goes forward. It isn't always the centre half's fault. I've moved bricks down 30 yards for their goal. Somebody launches it up to the outside left position. Tav's bomb forward, and Bates or Alves have to come across. So it's not always their fault because we get stretched. It's just the way we play, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what used to happen time after time when Warburton was in charge, because he was relying so much on Tavernier and Wallace to provide the width. And so we're caught man on man or worse for with two centre backs. So yeah, I think as well, Mr. Murray will step in and say, "Look, guys, you're going to have to just calm it a bit for next week and pick your times when to get forward." So I think because they've done it before, so I think it was. Everybody knew it was against a lesser standard opposition today, with all respect to Falkirk, and I think a few people were just taking the opportunity to try and get themselves in the limelight, maybe.
Particularly Jason Cummings, Ibrox Low. You're a big fan.
Oh, massive fan, mate. He just, as everybody says, he's got a very cocky attitude, and it's a great thing he's a new teammate, because we've come up against him in the past, and he's always tend to give us a hard time. Now he's on our side, and he's tend to give the opposition defences a hard time yet. Today, I'd say 90-95% of the times he was in a goal-scoring opportunity. The times that he wasn't in a goal-scoring opportunity, he was back out helping the defence as well, because he cleared a few defensive things for us as well. So I think all in all, mate, it was a more than satisfactory performance for him. He gets his hat-trick. I think it was his first career hat-trick. But he tends to hate Falkirk because he always gives them a hard time rather than any other team in Scottish football. So I think he says in his interview after the match that if that's his stats, he wants to play against Falkirk every week. So fair play to him. He's got the cockiness and the bravery to be in the right places at the right time, mate.
I'm looking forward to hearing for that. He interviews nobody else at the club does, Jason.
He's always quality, you know, when you listen to his interviews. Sometimes I've not got a clue what he's talking about, you know, but it's just, the boys get bags of confidence, you know, that's how he comes across. He plays, I know I've all said this before, but he plays with a real swagger to his game, you know. He hardly ever scores like wee tap-ins and stuff like that. It's always really good goals the boy seems to score. As I said, if we can get him full long term come the end of the season, I'd be absolutely delighted, because I think he'd go to score an absolute barrel load of goals for us with the chances that we create, you know.
Was that his first goal at Ibrox?
It is. I mean, his first
start.
First start as well, mate. Because
was that he scored against Ross County. He scored against United. So he's got 5 goals.
Against United, did he not?
No, 1.
No, just one. Aye.
That's 5 goals he's got.
Aye. You can't complain at that, can you, really? You know, it's just 5 goals. He's got us into the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, you know, with an excellent performance and a hat-trick. Can't ask any more of the boy, really.
No. Great problems Mr. Murty's got, but both shadow in some respects, sir, if everybody's fit.
Oh, absolutely, mate. You know, I mean, and I think not just he's got selection problems to start off with, but those problems also leave him choices on, you know, where he can change things off the bench. So that's a wonderful problem to have, and it's a problem that's only going to get worse as we get players coming back and are fitter. Rumour has it that, you know, I mean, Lee Wallace is not that far away. Dorrans is back in training. I think with McCrory's not that far away. I think I don't think we'll see much of Ryan Jack this year, but come the summer, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 more signings. So it's probably, you know, it's the problems you get being Rangers manager.
Yep. Funny you should say that. If you don't mind going on mute, let's hear from the Rangers manager, Mr. Graham Murty.
Graham, very well done through to the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup. What did you make of today's performance?
Through to the semi-finals, without actually hitting the heights that we're capable of. Created lots of chances. We've got some good stuff going forward, but it was a frustrating day for me. I thought that we were a little bit off, a little bit sloppy at times, and possibly a little bit self-indulgent and slow, but did more than enough to win the game, I thought.
Do you think there's a good sign, the fact maybe you've not played your best, but you've still managed to score 4 goals and be comfortable in the end?
Yes, because that alludes to the threat that we carry with players able to go and create chances, and we've got willing runners. We've got some strike force now to go and challenge for places, but I still think we can be better. I still think we can be better in so many different aspects of the game, particularly our pressing and our organisation. I thought we were so sloppy off the ball at times, but we've been professional and gone and got the job done, and I thought that we made it more difficult than necessarily it might have been.
Jason Cummings grabbed his first career hat-trick. I'm sure you're going to hear about that for the rest of the week.
I'm already hearing about it. He's moaning that the referee took the ball off the pitch before he could get to him. Jimmy Bell's saying that he can't have the ball, but he's a big guy, he's a big character, and he shows the difference, I think, between strikers and those who aren't, because his finishes show different aspects. The quality of the first, where he takes an extra touch and then picks his place. The second one, where he just passes the ball in the corner, where a less experienced guy might have slashed at it. And the third one, where he actually takes a chance that the keeper's going to make a good save. So I'm looking at him, and I really am starting to understand what he can bring. I didn't ask him to be a winger, because he's not. I asked him to be almost an inside forward, and I thought he played the role really well, albeit we need to get our out of possession stuff for him a little bit clearer and a little bit sharper, so that we can stop people playing out quite so easily.
I know you've got so many options in your squad, but is he giving you a real headache ahead of next Sunday?
Yeah, he has actually, which is good. Which is good for me. But then I've got selection headaches throughout the squad, I think, and that's a good place to be in as a manager, and that's what we're striving to be as a squad and as a team, that we have people ready to come in and ready to perform at a moment's notice. And I thought that Jason had an opportunity to go and impress, and he's really taken that today.
And the draw for the semi-final, Celtic, of course, you play next week. Yeah. Are you happy with the draw?
Well, I was looking at it, and I kind of called it sitting in the Sky studio, But apparently the sound that came out of our changing room when the draw came through was raucous and loud, which I think is indicative of where the squad are. They're flowing with confidence right now. They want to get into the games against Celtic, and they're going to relish the challenge. And I think it's a really good marker for us to look at a team that want to get into that game and really want to go and mix it up.
So how did your week look ahead of playing them next Sunday?
Some people are going to rest and relax. Some people are going to get numerous massages and down days, but some people have to get some minutes in. So we're going to try and get a closed door game so that we can get some minutes into some people, make sure that they're sharp enough to go and perform if called upon. But then we'll start to build towards Celtic towards the end of the week. We need to go and debrief this game because there's certain aspects of it that I wasn't very happy with, and I think they scored the same. But we need to also take the positive atmosphere we have running through the squad and enhance that before a big game at the weekend, because it's going to be something special, hopefully.
Thanks for that. We all back?
Yeah.
Right, yep.
Right. He summed it up pretty much exactly what we were saying, mate. We never got a second gear. There was bits and pieces. Forward play was fine. He's even had a wee pop at Cummings, saying he never done enough when he didn't have the ball.
It bodes well for the future when you hear a Rangers manager who's just won 4-1 and taken us to the Scottish Cup semi-final saying he wasn't very happy with the performance at times, you know. I mean, that's good. I mean, because so many times in the past, you know, first half of this season and then last season as well, where we heard sort of Rangers managers talking about games, and I remember sitting thinking to myself, was he watching a different game for the one I was watching? So what he said there in the interview was pretty much bang on for me. There was times when they could have played better. Second half for me especially, they could have done things better. The passing got a bit sloppy. The shape got a wee bit out of kilter for me as well. And the movement wasn't as good as it was at parts of the first half. But look, it's a 4-1-1. It's against Falkirk. It's a tricky night. It's cold. It's slippery. All the other stuff that we said about the St Johnstone game on Tuesday night. But once again, they've come through. They've scored a few goals, and they're not happy. That's a good sign. That's a good thing. You know, if you scrape a 1-0 win and you're happy with that, and you're sitting in the dressing room and you've not played well, that's not what you want to hear for a Rangers manager or a Rangers team. The fact that he's said that he's not happy, that's a good thing for me. I like that.
Yeah, really.
Like
Boy
that.
Shadow?
Aye, a lot of people are no too happy when we're a little bit critical of certain aspects of the match, but that's just it. It is critical of certain aspects of the match. As long as the team...
I mean, Rudy's a Simon Cowell, Rangers radio, you know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, it's good that...
Only because he wears high waisters.
I've been well named for a few years.
Is that the Oxford bags things that used to be all the rage years ago?
No, they're under my eyes.
You've not been in Fox's wardrobe, have you? Anyway,
Fox says you don't throw anything out, it always comes back. That's what he says.
Comes back then.
Right.
Carry on, Blue.
Carry on? Oh, Christ, I've totally forgotten where I was at the time.
You're learning. You're saying about the critique. We give an honest critique about the performances, yeah?
And it's not being critical of the players. I mean, it's looking as somebody who quite infamous from the old site used to say, we're looking for continual improvement. And I think that's what all that most of us are looking for. We're looking for the team to move forward, get better, and hopefully at some point in the future it will create a better product, which will we can get better income from, better revenue streams from the likes of TV deals if Scottish football starts putting out a better product. And I think that's what all of us are hoping for, so we can get the likes of the Brian Loud. We would love to have the likes of the Brian Loudrops and players like that back here again.
Talking about continuous improvement, we've been joined for the last 2 minutes by Travel Rug. How we doing, Travel Rug? Oh.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing?
I am alright, you?
Aye, is that made you feel any better?
Oh, aye. It always does, doesn't it? I'm not really want to talk about the Falkirk game, but that's byway.
I just here's fine, so if you don't mind.
Alright, there's Bridge getting his tea.
No, I don't think so.
How rudely interrupted is that?
I'm sorry, he doesn't even know, mate. He doesn't even know.
I know.
Carry
Anyway,
on.
I'm not really want to talk about the Falkirk game.
Well, you save it for tomorrow night, mate.
No, let's get it started now.
Listen, it only
Let's
takes
get the
one,
battle fever going
it
now.
only takes one finger,
Ops.
mate.
Come on. That's it. That game's out the road. You gave me into trouble for talking about it before we dealt with this game. That's byway. Now we get started talking about this lot. We are going to terrorise them.
I hope you're right.
Murder them.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
We've got a team there that's absolutely brimming with confidence, and we're going to torture them. We need to pay them back, and pay them back hard. We've got a week to start up for it now.
I would take 1-0, mate. I'd take 1-0 and move on, mate.
No, I want 4. I want 5 after them. I want to get stuck.
I hope you're right.
I want bodies as well. I want to see them getting dragged off the park. I'm telling you, I want to see Brendan Rodgers absolutely melting down at the side of the park.
Shadow, drug test him at Travel Rug. I think he's on something.
Well, there's no doubt I'm on something, but I'll tell you what, next week it's going to be big.
Anyway, gentlemen, thanks for that. For Travel Rug, I think Bridge might be with us. It's time for shout-outs.
Oh, go away.
Yep. Bridgeman, give us your shout-out.
Tried to phone, but there was no answer.
Well, I know. Well, we've got a show tomorrow night, mate. You have 2 hours to say whatever you like.
What did you think of it? What's the comments on it?
Rubbish. Carry on. Next shout-out. Come on, 5 minutes. Somebody, sorry for you.
Are you not happy?
I'm delighted.
I'm delighted. Somebody's got to get their dinner before the bloody Euro show starts at 8 o'clock.
So shout out, Bridge.
Okay, what can I say is, well done the Rangers tonight. Absolutely brilliant. And the man that scored the 4 goals, fantastic.
3 goals. One was an own goal, Bridge.
Well, it wasn't really an own goal, but we'll take it anyway.
Never touched it, Bridge.
Doesn't matter.
Right, speak to you tomorrow night. Travel Rug, shout out.
Aye, good performance for the boys today. Good professional performance. Well done to Jason Cummins. A smashing hat-trick. Proper strikers finishing as well.
Finishes, good finishes.
Well done to everybody, and well done to all the boys that turned out there, boys and girls that turned out the other day. He's got a decent performance. So
you see
onwards
that?
And upwards.
The other 3 games, 590 people more at the other 3 games than with the Ibrox today.
Jeez, that's mad, isn't it?
Ibrox loyal.
What was the crowd, Yorkshire? What was the crowd?
Just under 34,000.
Wow.
Ibrox loyal.
Well done to Mr. Murray, well done to the squad, and especially well done to Mr. Cumdog getting his first career hat-trick.
Yeah. Blue Shadow.
I'm absolutely delighted to be through at the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup, and let's hope we can keep the performance going and bring the lads back that we're missing, and we'll give them a good hiding next weekend.
Rudy Bear.
Aye, fair play to the 34,000 bears that showed up the other day. Conditions weren't great, and well done to Mr. Murray and the team. Cracking professional performance. Wee bit more of that next Sunday will do me fine.
Can I thank Rudy Bear, Blue Shadow, Ibrox Loyal for joining us on the show, and Travel Rock and Bridgeman coming in late. This has been Rangers Radio. The Euro show will be back at 8 o'clock. It'll be interesting to see what Boz when he gets on to the English Premiership when they run the Arsenal having. But the main show will be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers, and Bridge will have his say. Take it away, old school blue.
The English have Charlton, the Irish George Best, the Welsh have Big Davis, you know, Ken the rest. Let the French win the derby, let the Yanks have the moon, but leave me the Rangers, the pride of the tune. They're the idols of Scotland, and each game they play, they try and they fight till the end of the game. When victory's theirs, in my heart they will ring this chorus. I hope that you'll help me to sing. It's Rangers, it's Rangers, it's Rangers for me. If you know a Ranger, you know you're to me. The heads and the hearts and the thistle apart, but they can't beat the Rangers, the pride of them all. it's Rangers for me. So here's to the lads in the Royal Blue, and here's to